With over 400 celebrity interviews and tons of pop culture nerdiness, Too Opinionated is a safe haven for your inner geek. Find us at meistercon.com or on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. And please subscribe. It would really help us out. Thanks, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I get to talk with actor Chad Coleman. So welcome, Chad.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Con!
Be careful. We'll throw you in there.
I'm down. Those are legends back there.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. That's pretty good. It's pretty good work.
That's a rarefied company.
Yeah. So I've been chasing after you for a while. You're so busy. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with me.
Yeah, man. I'm glad to be here, bro. Let's have fun with it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So I usually start this way. Tell me a little bit about what made you want to become an actor. Why are you in show business?
Well, I mean, I always say actors are born, you know. In the beginning, as a kid, I loved to read. So, like my first public performance was reading Dr. Seuss out loud to the third or fourth grade class. This is my fourth grade class.
Nice.
And I was reading it so well, the teacher went to get the principal to see it, to listen, and the principal wasn't there. The vice principal came, and everybody was thoroughly impressed. So language, I think, is one of the origins of it. And then as I progressed, I was like the little class clown, and in my family, I played that role. And then we got to the Scholastic magazines, where in the back of the Scholastic magazine they had the play. And so I was always compelled to try to do it for real. And so, you know, it's a mystery of why I was compelled to do that. But I think at the core of it, I do enjoy storytelling. I do enjoy some level of make believe and entertaining people. So yeah. I think that's it. And then all the rest is it's a place. Yeah, as I moved further along, I began to learn what technique was and Stanislavski and how to apply those principles to the work. And so it was a place for me to dump all of my own inner trauma. So and get a positive result. You know,
that's right. Yeah, well, and you like from a nerdy standpoint, you've been in a lot of really nerdy, geeky, loved programs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a nerd myself. I'm a professed nerd. Now being a nerd is cool. Back then it wasn't, you know.
That's right. We're of similar age. And when I was growing up, you didn't broadcast that you were nerdy.
No, because that invited you being bullied and and teased. So yeah, but now, you know,
no, it's cool now.
Yeah, no, I'm thankful for the evolution and progression.
Yeah, me too.
Because it's always been fun, and you know, even the comic book world, and you know, there were these guys trying to work through their life situations too, using, you know, imagination. If you getting your butt kicked all the time, wouldn't you want to be the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah,
or Iron Man, or Spider Man? I would. Hey, maybe. Back then, if I could have been the Incredible Hulk, I would have took it in a heartbeat. Or Spider Man, or Iron Man, or Batman, or, you know, yeah, man, Superman, of course.
Yeah, Spider-Man was always kind of the one I gravitated toward growing up because he was nerdy, but he always had those one-liners and things he was throwing out there when he was.
I
thought that's cool.
No, it was, and I think I was more Iron Man for me because I could draw. I love drawing Iron Man. You know. As I remember entering a contest and drawing him. So, but him, that Thing, and
I like the Thing,
the Incredible Hulk, and you know, the Incredible Hulk. Like that was one of the first times outside of Batman, you know, where they made that TV show with Lou Ferrigno, and it was so real. if they did I believed it. I was all in on that.
I was the same way. That
Yeah,
was I mean, in some ways it's not, but in some ways it's underrated. That was a pretty good show.
I absolutely agree, man. I think it had more of an effect on, things moving forward because they actually got Big Lou Ferrigno, to
Yeah.
do it. And it was so real, and yeah, I mean,
Have you
yeah, I
ever met
love
him in person?
the nicest dude on the planet as
Nicest
far as,
guy.
yeah, very humble, big dude, but
Yeah, he's
I'm
still
saying
pretty
big
big.
dude and I ain't little, but yeah, he's a big. But I mean, I felt his big heart. That's what it felt like. It's like you got a big heart, man. You're really a naturally nice person. Kind of sounds like somebody else I know.
I always loved the comic book stuff. I spent I collected my entire life, and then in the
Oh,
'90s,
great.
I opened up a couple of comic book stores. That was kind of
Oh,
how I put myself through college was comic books,
wow.
and then
Oh,
when then
awesome.
Marvel went bankrupt in '96. A lot of people forget that,
Oh,
but they went
wow. Yeah.
bankrupt in '96, which is the reason all their stuff got spread out because they were selling that stuff off. And I thought it was
Okay.
over. I was like, "Oh, comic books are dead." So then
Oh,
I
did
closed up
you?
shop.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I still miss
Yeah.
it. That's kind of my son and I when we got back into the podcasting side, and he does all the editing and the hard
Uh-huh.
stuff. That
Oh,
was
great.
why, because we just wanted a way to connect over the things that we love.
There you go. Well, I tell you what, there's that The Walking Dead certainly spawned a whole,
Oh wow!
a
Had you ever read
juggernaut of
any of the
things.
comic books when you were on the
Yeah,
show? Yeah.
yeah, I read, but that's a lot of volume, and
Oh my
the
gosh.
thing that happened, like when I first came in, they dissuaded me from reading it because they knew that this wasn't going to be the comic, the graphic
Right.
novel Tyrese. This was going to be TV Tyrese. So it was different because there was no Daryl, and
Yeah.
Frank Darabont created Daryl, which wasn't in the comic, and becomes the greatest,
Oh
one of the most
yeah.
popular characters of all time. So it shifted the nature of the relationship between Rick and Tyrese, because Tyrese was kind of Daryl
In the
in the
comics, that's
comic.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
So they had to do a little shell game, and it's great because I like the fact that you can play a shell game with it and give it a different twist, different representation, sort of. So we had fun with it.
Well, and people differ on that because some people want it to match, the source material exactly. I'm kind of the mind. I like it to be a little bit different, so it makes them both kind of enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean that's the purist, and I do understand it because people have come to me and said, "Oh man, I wanted you to be," but then they appreciated the times when we tipped our hat to actual things that occurred in the graphic novel. So that was fun too, and I was just trying to suggest to them that don't you want to not know what's gonna happen sometimes?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
We're
but
fans are strange because we want to always be surprised, but also know everything that's going to
that's right.
happen. You're in a
That's
impossible
and that's
situation.
called the impossible dream. It's impossible, but it's fun engaging it though. I've had some very rich, wonderful conversations with people about Tyrese, and I'm proud of what we did on TV with him,
Yeah,
and he still seems to live in the hearts of most fans. So I'm happy about that.
absolutely, absolutely. As difficult as The Walking Dead was to watch, because it was very violent. It
Mm-hmm.
paled in comparison to the comic book.
The comic, of course, the comic was off the chain, man.
It was insane. I
Some of
mean, thank
the
goodness it was black and white because I'm not sure I could have read it.
yeah, yeah. I think like Negan got as close to,
He
like
did.
that's
That
that,
was tough.
but that was constant in the graphic novel. But and you see how people, it was like, whoa, okay, that's a bit much. Let's dial it back some. But yeah, his character was very much emblematic of what was going on in the
Yeah.
graphic novel.
Yeah, Walking Dead did such a good job with their casting. I mean, they really nailed it. Whether the character was in the comics or not, they did a great job.
Yeah, and they, Robert Kirkman, because he was so close to it, and I'm sure he spent many days and nights thinking of who he wanted, or like watching other shows. And every time he watches a show and sees somebody dynamic, he can kind of see like, oh, that would be perfect for it,
Yeah.
because that's what he did with me. He watched The Wire, and when he saw me as Cuddy on The Wire, he felt he's like, that's my Tyrese. And you know, as that character started to, as they started to move into the storyline where that character was coming, it was, on the internet, like, who should play him? And, people had me in that choice, me and Idris and Malik Yoba and someone else, I forget who. But Robert Kirkman had already decided that was me, and he and one of his other uh, partners, they went to bat for me over at AMC, and then I read for it twice, and that was it.
That's pretty great, and they made the right choice.
I think so.
Yeah. What was it like when you were killed off? Was that like bittersweet, or was it like, yes, I'm going out with a bang?
I felt going out with a bang because I loved the storyline that we were dealing with in that final episode. I think it was a complete homage to the man. Had a little inside joke in it. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. Noah and I went to Richmond. They were saying, Chad, you're going home to die, buddy. You ain't leaving Richmond again, buddy. But I just felt like everything about it, like, if you only watched that episode, you would understand who this man was. And very seldom does that happen in television. You need to watch a few episodes. Right. So if you didn't see anything else, and I just thought it was beautiful, lyrical, powerful, and heartbreaking all at the same time. And I was happy, and from that standpoint. But did I want to stay around? Oh yeah, of course. I love the show. I thought there was more for him to do, but at the same time, I couldn't come up the way they had structured him. It was hard to come up with where else he would go, because they had him show so many different sides and, different challenges and things. I think it was just hard for them to write for a guy, with that kind of heart, because he wasn't conflicted. He was sure of who he was, and he wasn't going to be anything other than that man. And I'm pretty sure he probably, if he ran up on Negan, it wouldn't have gone well. I think it would have gone well for him, because he's he has that type of humanity in him. So he's going to think about the destruction of others before he's thinking about trying to profit himself, and the nature.
Well, that's why we love the character so much.
Yeah, so I inevitably was accepting. Yeah, no, it is time for him to go. And then, just from a business model standpoint, they're not gonna re-up with so many contracts.
That's right.
So, and that's fair. I get it. Everybody can't get paid like that. So
no, that's right.
But he made his impact, and I'm forever grateful for that, especially having The Wire and the Walking Dead, two iconic shows like that on my resume. It's me, Seth Gilliam, and Lawrence Gilliard. We're in our own little Walking Wire Bros group, because we're the only actors that were on both shows. So.
Yeah, that's not a terrible group to be in.
Not at all. Those guys are fantastic. And also, a lot of people think it's all about the work, but it's not. It's the people you're working with,
Yeah.
That from, executive producers to actors, crew, some incredibly dynamic people you want to be around, very interesting, funny, smart, crazy, batshit crazy people. It was you always, it was always interesting going to work. But and I just had things going on personally that were tough times.
Yeah,
That cast members were amazing and being there for me. So
that's terrific. That's terrific.
yeah,
When you were back on the wire, when you first got on there, did you know when you were in it the that show was going to kind of turn into what it turned? Because a lot of people say The Wire is the best show ever made. I mean,
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
now they're debating with Breaking Bad some of those, but
yeah. Some of them are,
did you know when you were doing it? You're like, hey, this show's pretty good.
yeah, for sure. Because again, a lot of my MO is to show up the third season, so it's been around for a few seasons. So I get a chance to get perspective on it. Yeah, I did. I knew they had something special, and it was at a time when reality TV was spreading like
Yeah,
wildfire, and there was no really powerful scripted TV, and somebody that was willing to, really embrace the narrative, slow it down, and give you very rich, detailed character and storytelling. So I come from the theater. So whenever I see television that's written that richly, I'm like,
yeah,
now, do you know whether people are going to catch up with it or not? Because people are so used to fast TV. Do you know that? No, I don't know that. I can only hope that's why the show is still getting new fans
oh
because
yeah,
it never pandered to like the lowest common denominators. Like, you got to do your work as an audience member to
that's right.
understand what's going on here. And
Well,
it ain't
I've
sci-fi.
said that for forever. Is a lot of shows they're aggravating watching because they dumb it down for, I guess, for what they think the audience needs. So they'll be like over explaining, or
Mm-hmm.
they'll say what they're doing when you can see what they're doing. That
Right.
stuff. I've never been a fan of that. The
It's called
Wire definitely.
exposition.
Yeah.
It's called exposition, bro. And so when some people say mass appeal, lowest common denominator, mass appeal. They don't have to think anything. Hand it to them. That works in some areas, but I was glad that HBO allowed David Simon and the crew to do what they did. It's changed. It actually, the children, the streaming platforms, it's a great playground for the children of the wire. Like all the dudes and women who were watching and saying, wow, that's amazing. I want to make TV like that.
Yeah.
Regardless of the genre or the style or, different subject matter. But I guarantee you the dudes from Breaking Bad love The Wire.
Oh,
So you see what I
I have
mean?
no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just gave people a chance to know that you can take that risk and it's fine. It'll pay off for you. And now people on a certain level expect it. So, it helped evolve television production and storytelling a lot. So happy about that.
Yeah, yeah. So one of my favorite book series is The Expanse, and when you got the role for Fred, I was like, that's
Yeah.
perfect. I was like, that's in my head, that was you were Fred.
Yeah, I love Fred. Fred for me was like Colin Powell. That's how I thought. Colin Powell
Good.
was in between a rock and a hard place,
Yeah.
and people were mischaracterizing him and kind of character assassinating him for things that other people in power had control of, and he just
That's
had
right.
to be, that guy. You're the fall guy. So
Yeah.
I always felt like that about Fred, but I was also he had big cojones as well to go, to leave Earth and go and want to represent the Belters and make sure they had a place in the interplanetary table was an amazing deal. So I love playing that role. I'm working with Bob Monroe right now. We're working on
Oh,
developing a limited miniseries Yeah, he's amazing, and obviously visually, the show was one of the best ever
Oh
that
yeah.
you've ever seen. So
What's
yeah,
the
and
genre that you're working on?
sci-fi, it's sci-fi as
Ooh,
well. Yeah,
all right.
sci-fi. It's a limited miniseries right now, and yeah, we're getting juices cooking, and putting the team together. But
Yeah,
what
that's
we got going
exciting.
so far, yeah, it is very exciting. And I couldn't be a better guy to do it with. He was also executive producer on my short film. I have a sci-fi short film called Wish Lab Inc. And Bob came in on that and did some special effects stuff for us and gave us some money. So that's one of my partners, one of my guys, and he did Altered Carbon as well.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Which that was an amazing show. What an idea.
yeah, yeah. He's that guy. So yeah, the we've been talking a lot about the Expanse and what it represented, and we got one Glenton Richards was one of the writers, and so we got him on the team now too. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty. Yeah, you got to keep me updated on that. That's exciting.
yeah, yeah. This is you're gonna see this. We're cooking up something really really amazing. So yeah,
Oh, yeah, that's pretty exciting.
yeah.
We
We want to
had
keep thinking.
I was gonna say we had Kara Gee came on the
That's
show.
that's the girl, Kara G.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah, she's a big
I
fan of
miss her.
yours.
Mine too.
She's
I'm a big fan of hers. I saw her. You don't always get someone to when they come into a show as a supporting character, which you have to when you shoot in Canada, you have to cast a certain number of local actors. But she
right.
emerged in a way deservedly so because she's super talented and a really
She's
wonderful
got a
person.
presence on
No, no,
screen.
a thousand%, and I loved working with her. I wish I had a chance to work with her even more. But what we did in the earlier seasons, we did some great stuff together. So I'm very proud of her. She's got something going on that I can't say nothing about. But when you find out, a lot of people are going to be really excited and happy. But
Ooh.
I can't. I had to sign an NDA, so I can't say. But coming soon, and you're gonna be so proud of her. So
Yeah, she's one of my favorite actresses. I not just from The Expanse. I think she's really talented. So that's exciting. And she was a terrific interview. Just the nicest person.
yes, she is. She's a mama now.
Oh,
Yeah, she's a
yeah,
mama
that's
now.
great. Yeah, that's
Yes,
pretty great. That's
yeah.
not
She
bad
went.
at all.
She relocated to LA, and with her
Yep.
husband, the baby. So she growed it up.
So you're wearing the Superman and Lois hat. I know
Absolutely,
you.
man.
We loved you on
Shameless.
Arrow. What's
Yeah.
the role you're doing on Superman?
Bruno Mannheim. Bruno Mannheim
Yeah, I know Bruno.
so they gave me the opportunity to take him on, and it's been a thrill ride so far. We're like 10 episodes in. And man, I'm having a blast playing this guy. It's he's how do I describe him? This man is a self-made force of nature.
Yeah, that's a good
And
way to describe him.
yeah, and he's an enigma. You can't quite put your finger on. Well, is he a villain or is he a politician? Is he, who is this man? And then just how he relates to Superman and Lois and and the other cast of characters. You're gonna have a blast, man. I think this is one of the best roles I've ever played, and I know that I know the work I've done.
That's right.
This
That's
is
saying a lot.
Yeah, it's got all of it. It's got all of it, and then some to me because I don't recall. I know how powerful Fred was, but it was still a constant challenge for him. But Bruno's like filthy rich, so it's different when you're playing, someone incredibly powerful, but they're filthy rich as well.
That's right. That's right.
And kind of doing really big things in the world and changing people's lives for the good. as well. It's
yeah, he's got some layers.
He does, and uh, it's crazy because just recently they announced that Michael Cutlass is going to play Lex Luthor. So I
Oh,
was
I
like,
saw
oh,
that.
too, my boy's coming out too. So yeah, we got both of us in the house.
Yeah, yeah.
And we always wanted to work together on The Walking Dead and didn't happen. So, maybe we'll get to dance together on this. I hope.
Oh, we'd love that. We'd
Yeah, but
love
I'm
that.
excited.
We were
Very
worried
excited for them.
about Superman and Lois because the CW kind of got rid of a lot of the hero shows, so it was a nice surprise.
Yeah, but we're doing. Well, it's still, it's not all decided. That's for sure. We know this season is coming March 15th,
Yeah.
and I can tell you if it's based on the work we've done, oh, the show is going to continue without a doubt. And easy, I would bet any amount of money on that. But as far as all the other shenanigans, behind the scenes stuff that happens, so you just don't know. But I know, not unlike the Orville, we put everything into that third season, and look, we're still waiting, right, for
Well,
that.
I was going to ask you if we were going to get a fourth season because the third season was amazing.
It was amazing, man. And they're saying, they put it. There was an announcement today on one of the IG pages that there's still no decision yet. So
Yeah. Well, it took a
there's
while
this.
for the third season to come out.
Yeah, but that the whole COVID
Yeah.
really put a monkey wrench in, taking like 2 years to get that season done.
Yeah.
So, and then all the other shifts and going over to Hulu, Disney Plus, all of that. So, yeah, it's very interesting, man. But it is, it's an expensive show. They both are.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
expensive
Well, it's
shows. So.
visually very well done.
Correct. Just out of this world. And so is Superman and Lois. It looks
Yeah.
beautiful. It's lush. It's like a little movie. So we'll see, and hopefully we could just you got to be able to smash it with the type of numbers that just make it like a no brainer,
A
a
no-brainer.
complete
Yeah.
no brainer. Yeah. So that's
That's
what I
not
wish
easy to
for.
do, even for
It's
like
not.
really quality shows.
That's right. That's the thing, and they're being very mindful of what they see the measurements are,
Yeah.
and so. But I think we're gonna get in there. They re-upped All American, and so that was a good to see that they
Very good.
acknowledge and see the value of that. So I'll be wishing for the same for Superman and Lois
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the
me
Orville.
too. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and the Orville. We had your partner Peter came on
Oh,
last
great!
year. Yeah.
Isn't he funny? Peter's crazy. Peter
Your
is a hoot. I
your
love him.
character on there had a rough season.
Yeah, I loved it because this is where I'm at with it. It's like if we know we're using the genre to talk about real
That's
stuff.
right. That's right.
So if I don't represent that kind of ignorance, then, and especially when it comes to LGBTQ plus, then we're
Yeah.
doing a disservice. Yeah, I know too many real people whose parents have spurned them, you know.
Yeah.
So, and then to sperm, but to be able to reconnect, and so we aspire to many people out there to be able to see it another way and reevaluate themselves and want to grow and want to connect with their child. It's huge. So I was very, very happy to. This God, you played it so. You have to. That's the only way you honor it. Because if you don't believe it, then you're doing a disservice to what a lot of people out there are going through.
Yeah, yeah, that's well said. I loved when you came back, when you're coming back, you're trying to reconcile and stuff because you played the emotion, even without saying anything, you could tell the struggle he was going
Yes,
through,
right,
because he's trying to change a mindset that he's had his entire life,
correct.
and he loves, his partner,
Topa.
but
And yeah,
he's struggling. You just tell
right.
he's just really struggling. And I thought you did that very well, without having to really go into it dialogue wise. You could just kind of read it.
Yeah, without a doubt that he was carrying all of that for sure. And we've found out firsthand that we've had a great impact on a lot of people. We've worked with certain
Yeah.
organizations that came out like Gays in Space. We did a screening in New York and had a panel with LGBTQ plus community, and they've embraced us. And of course, the space community has embraced us. So we know we're doing something right because we're getting that feedback from people. And the thing that we didn't talk about as much, he was born a female, so a lot of people. So that's like
Yeah.
for season 4, he can begin to unearth some of the things. Someone else made a decision for him.
That's
And
right. That's right.
and
So we
in
might be
terms of,
getting into that. That's
yeah, I
exciting.
think he will. I think he would with Topo for sure. And you might unearth some layers. You get put in precarious situations. You want to protect your child, but at
Yeah.
the same time, you're holding on to a certain type of ignorance that's not going to serve your child. You don't have ill intent, but at the same time, it's harmful. So how do you navigate that? So I was happy to take all that on, and then in the next breath, just go, hooray, hooray for you. So, I mean, I ain't seen too many people play a character that can have you crying, like, oh my God, this is so heavy. I feel this, to,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's crazy. So I love playing the role. And, Seth allows me to do that. Me and
Yeah.
Peter, and especially me and Peter, our characters get to do this kind of stuff. So it's a fun playground. That's why I love doing the show, and I always wanted to be in prosthetics. I loved Alan Rickman in Galaxy Quest,
Oh yeah, me too.
or Lou Gossett and Enemy of the Mind, and
Yes.
uh, Forrest
A classic.
Whitaker, and yeah, all these guys I'm that again, the nerd, the little kid imagination in me, you know, always wanted to play an alien because I am an alien. So
Yeah.
they have
Well, I saw you got to voice Martian Man on Invincible.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Robert. And I was like, dang, man, why are you bringing me in and killing me, man? let me make it through the season. It was fun. I mean, it was exhausting.
Yeah.
I wasn't there long, but I put a lot of energy into that, man. But it's a great show. This dude
It's a
is
really good show.
they're so creative, man. They're just, I love people with that kind of talent and creativity. So yeah,
It's a fun time if you're nerdy because a lot of that, like when we were growing up, we didn't have a ton of that stuff out there. But
that's right.
now a lot of that stuff's getting made and it's being
Yeah.
made well.
Yeah, no, we had Lost in Space and Star Trek, a little bit of Star Trek. These shows weren't around for a long time, but
Yeah.
so yeah, now it's on now, man, and
Yeah, it's stuff's
thankfully so.
yeah, it's been pretty great. So
Yeah.
I know we got to wrap up, but I wanted to ask you about one of our good friends is Ben Koldyke, and you did
Oh my God!
Ben, yeah,
Of
you
course,
did a like a pilot, the
yes,
boldly going nowhere with him.
yes.
It was from the Sunny
That's
Guys,
that's
did it?
correct, brother. That's it. Yeah.
But
So it
it
was
was like the
called.
first thing he had ever tried to do.
I know he's such an man. I miss that brother. He's a beautiful soul, man,
Oh
and
my gosh, we
I
love Ben.
enjoy being with him and miss him dearly. I was just putting out a whole montage of Z, and so I had hit Glenn and Charlie and Rob and Danny. I was saying my guys, but I would go back in a heartbeat and put Ben Koldyke in there because love that dude. We had a great time, man. I ended up beating out Carl Weathers for that one. So yeah, and so I told them, I said, listen, man, why in the hell did y'all name it Boldly Going Nowhere? That's an omen, dude.
Yeah.
You set us up for
You know, if they
failure.
tried to make it now, though, it would probably get made.
It would go. It
Yeah.
would go. Yeah, it would. They were ahead of their time in a way. Man, we had everybody on there. Tony Hale,
Yeah.
Lennon Parham, and
I'd
Glenn
love
was
to
gonna be
see
on
the
there.
pilot. I wonder if it's out
Dude,
there somewhere.
Artemis. I hope it's out there, man. And it was so funny. Man, it was damn good, man. I was security on the ship, but a dude with just like a wire thin he could go to from 0 to 60 over nothing, and that was I remember forget the whole testing process with Charlie and them, because initially they were like, oh, wait a minute, we love him, but he's a dramatic actor. And then I came in there and it was like, oh shoot. And then it came and then we tested and it came down to me and Carl Weathers. And I was like, this is my life. I'm going
I
up
was like, it's
against.
Carl Weathers.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, yo, Apollo Creed is up in here trying to get my role. Nah, bro, we can't have that, man. What was it? I'm Clever Lang. I'm
That's
Clever
right.
Lang
That's right.
right there. My prediction for the fight, pain. So I ended up getting the role, and we were having a fantastic time shooting it. But it's just one of those things, man. Yeah, just did not go. It would go today, though. It would
Yeah,
go
I think it
today
would too.
easy. It would go today easy and be hilarious. So
Yeah.
maybe I don't know. Maybe they might want to rethink that one.
That's what
It
I'm
could
thinking.
it
That's
could
why I
do it.
brought it
It
up. I
could.
was hoping maybe you put a bug in their ear. Let's try it
I
again.
will. I'm glad we laugh about it when we see each other, or when I do Z on Always Sunny. But uh, yeah, man, I really may ask them. They should. I believe they should revisit that.
I think they should too. You know
Yeah,
what?
I think you.
Don't you think it would be a fun thing to have Z show up on Mythic Quest?
Yeah.
Just a
I'm down for it.
cameo.
I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat.
That'd be
I would do it in a
hilarious.
heartbeat. Yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat because I hadn't seen Robin forever, and then just like my man, dude, we were all at San Diego Comic Con, and yeah, I would do it in a heartbeat, bro. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just throwing it out there in case anybody's listening.
I know, I hear you, bro. We're
Make
gonna
that
get you signed on as my agent, man. I like it.
You're busy enough. You probably don't need me.
Well, hey, bro, you got to keep it moving. I got mouths to feed and mortgages to pay, for sure. So.
Well, Chad, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me. I've been looking forward to this for a while. You're one of my favorite actors. It does help that you're in a lot of shows that I love. But I think you're such a talented actor, which is why you keep getting casted on that. And I just really appreciate you coming on the show.
Of course, brother. Thank you. I'll be back, man. Once this Superman and Lois gets cranked up, we'll come back and talk about it.
Yeah, you got to, and you have to come back when you get your show out there that
Absolutely.
you're working on, when you can tell us about it and stuff. I'd love to have you on to talk about it.
Absolutely, brother. So just keep me on the list. Keep me queued up. I'm down. I had a great time. It's good.
I'm so glad. Yeah, thank you so much. A couple quick things before we wrap.
Sure.
Anything outside of Lois and Superman and Lois that you're working on that we can kind of keep an eye
on? No, I had just recently done A Christmas Prayer for TV One, and that's a Christmas movie with some living legends, and that Marla Gibbs and Stan Shaw, and actually the one and only Creflo Dollar. And so it was just a beautiful, Christmas season movie that came out. And yeah, that's what was queued up thus far. Just been in the trenches with this with Superman and Lois. So
yeah, that's awesome. Where can we find you on social media?
At Chad L. Coleman on Instagram and Facebook. I'm not on Twitter. I'm just Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, very well. Yeah, those are. Facebook was like the original one. It was good for a while. Instagram's the fun one. You only get on Twitter if you're angry about something.
Right. If you want, that's not good for my blood pressure.
No, I'll get on there for the sports stuff on occasion to get on there and see what sports somebody's saying something. But you got to be in and out. If you get sucked into that,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it'll ruin your
you be
day.
gone. Yeah, you're in a black hole, man. But yeah, I love Instagram and Facebook. They do it for me. So yeah, and I'm on TikTok too. They tell say Chad,
Oh,
you got to
you're
get
on
out
tape.
there.
That's brave.
Yeah, telling people, yeah, please. I'm not CL Smoothie. It's Chad L. Coleman, y'all. So I'm like, how can I have 400 plus thousand followers on Instagram and
Wow.
not have at least 100,000 on TikTok? So yes, y'all, that's where I'm at. It's for real. Chad L. Coleman, not CL Smoothie. Okay, so that's you
It's
heard it from
hilarious.
me. I'm giving you the information, the straight scoop right there, y'all. Don't be going to no CL Smoothie. You go to Chad L. Coleman. That the
Forget
name you
that
see
guy.
on the name you see on the credits, not yeah, not
CL
that thing.
Smoothie.
Yeah. Even though that's cool, my friends call me CL Smooth. But yeah, that's the deal, y'all. I want to see them TikTok numbers get up now. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. Are you dancing on there?
Nah, I gotta start doing that stuff. I don't do that yet. I it's such a young man's game, you know. These dances they do now are so elaborate. You just look so crazy
I
trying to
mean,
do it.
maybe Chad L. Coleman doesn't dance, but CL Smooth.
See, that's who, right? That's what I got. I gotta let him. I gotta let him out, man. Because but these dances are so elaborate now. It's like,
Right?
wow, we didn't do we had fun. We got down, but jeez, I got to take a dance class to be able to do the
Yeah, they're
thing, man.
complicated.
Really, and just it's not even. It's like elaborate to the like the movement is actually to the particular rhythm of the. Not you're
Yeah.
not just dancing. It's right the way that thing is going. You got to move like that. I'm like, okay,
It's a lot of
whatever.
work.
Yeah, I try to say, yo, that's a young man's
I mean,
game.
that's not how we danced in the 80s.
That's not how we dance. No, we had some stuff, but it was just enough that you could rock it without feeling like, yo, we got to rehearse. Like,
Yeah, we
feel like
gotta
TikTok said,
practice this
yo,
before we put it
listen,
on
y'all, we got
camera.
to rehearse. We're gonna rehearse for 3 days now, and we're gonna do 8 hours a day rehearsal so we can do this thing. I'm like, Lord, okay, well,
Yeah.
you know what? Evolution is a crazy deal, bro. So the young
I used
people,
to I used to walk around in fear back in the 80s that somebody was going to come up to me and want to like dance off, like
oh,
challenge
I
me to
was
a dance
doing
off.
that though. I was doing the dance offs. I was doing the
No, no,
dance
no.
offs.
I
I was
always
good. I
because
was
I
good.
wore the outfits like I could
Right.
dance, but I couldn't dance. You know, I had the parachute pants and that stuff. I couldn't dance.
Uh-huh.
So when somebody come walking toward me, I just turn around. I was like, I'm
That's right.
not ready for
Fake it,
this.
fake it till they come to you. You look good. Yeah, no, I could dance. I would dance my butt off. I won some dance contests.
Oh, very nice.
Not the ones that like talent contests, but just like at the party, we're
Yeah, yeah.
going at it with each other. Yeah, I definitely danced, but this stuff to me it just feels like, good lord, you know, uh, what is those toys that the kids have to put everything together and it's all these little pieces and they gotta put it all together. My son loves them.
Oh, is it the Legos?
Yeah, it feels like the dances are like the minds of somebody in Lego, with all these different parts. Come on, Jesus,
Yeah,
can we
it's too
just
much.
two step
We're
with a
we're too
little
old for
dip?
that.
Exactly.
Now,
I tell him, man.
if you want to do a TikTok channel where we're on there doing like dancing to 80s music, call me.
Yeah, there you
I'm in
go.
for that.
There you go. I'm going with Fat Joe. We just pull
Ooh,
up our pants and do the rock away, baby. We lean back. That's the old guy dance. Lean back, baby. You ain't doing the
lean
rest of
back.
that stuff. Sheesh.
I used to say I could do the middle school sway, where you're just basically stepping side to
Yeah,
side.
it's a side. Yeah, man. But if you do it cool, you good.
That's right.
That's the
It's all
way.
about attitude. If you got
That's
the right
it.
attitude, you can get away with
You,
that.
you good. You good. I mean, back in the day, Bobby Brown and the boys, they was they was getting around a bit, but it just felt like things that we could do. You know what I mean?
That's right.
TikTok is trying to sing like Luther. It's like, nah, man, you can't do that. can't just sing like Luther
That's
Vandross.
right. That's right. Only
Yeah,
Luther can sing like
yes,
Luther.
Sam Cooke. You can't just burst out. No, no. Can't do these damn dances. No, ain't happening. But I may work, dedicate a week, 4 hours a night, and come up with something that
You're
man,
gonna you're gonna have to stop acting for a couple months.
that's what I'm telling. Guys, I've retired so I could get into this whole TikTok dance thing in a way that I don't look stupid.
Well, you had was it Joaquin stepped away from acting for a while. You could do something similar. You'd be like, I'm retiring from acting, but I'm not going away. Just moving over to
Oh,
TikTok.
which Phoenix? Joaquin?
Yeah, he stepped away for a little while.
Oh, did he really? Well, but look, he had already made a hell of a lot of money. Right?
Yeah. It's a
I
lot
got to
easier to
get
step
that.
away when
And when you got that boatload, you got to get that boatload first. I got to get that boatload. Then I'll take some time off and work on my TikTok moves.
All right, that's fair. I'm going to do the same. If this
All right, then
podcast
we'll do
reaches
it
that next
together.
level, we're
Then
in.
we'll do it together. We'll do it together.
There's a part of me that thinks that would have a lot of views, but I don't think it would be because we were on there dancing well.
That is for sure. For comedy,
Comedy
yeah,
wise.
we'll get it, and we'll dance to Ebony and
There you
Ivory.
go.
They would love that. How
If
about
you could
that?
teach me to dance to It Takes Two.
Oh wow, yeah.
I used to have the worst time because it's like two competing rhythms that are going on.
Yes, bro.
And people were dancing to that, and I was just like, I don't even know where to start.
No, you called up a great one, man. It take two to make it. It take two to make it. It
That's a
take
good
two to
song.
make a banger. Oh my God, it will always be. Whenever that beat comes on, it's still hot. Yeah, I think the young people like that beat.
Did you go see Breaking in the theater?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
That was amazing, bro. That and Crush Groove.
Yeah. Oh, Crush Groove.
Yeah, love them.
There was
both.
A bunch of movies, that type of movie that came out around that same time period.
Yeah, I remember those two distinctly. Yeah, I definitely went to the theater to see those.
That's a good callback.
I remember LL, man. LL, Skinny L with the radio. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I saw that dude. I feel like that was like the first time I saw him. I was like, who the hell is that?
Yeah.
Because he was saying, hey, I can't survive without my radio. And it was like, wow, I think that's the first time I heard someone rap at that rate of speed and ferocity. He was amazing. I'm not gonna say he's underrated, but
he's a little underrated.
I feel like he was a pioneer in it as well. I think he was just so close to Run DMC, who totally took the thing to another level. But I really feel like he took rap in a different direction as well, or his impact up to birth. Different type of
I used to love to listen to him. We listened to Cool Mo D. We liked him really well.
Yeah.
There was a group of guys.
Kane.
Yeah.
Big Daddy Kane. Yeah.
Yeah. That was some
Heavy
good
D,
time.
The overweight lover in the house.
I miss Heavy D.
Big time, man. Like, wow.
Gone. And he kind of turned actor there at the end.
And he did great. He was wonderful.
He was really good.
He was one of those dudes. It's like, you transition well, brother. I like you. You're very natural.
He was a talented guy.
And very talented, very talented. He again, gone too soon.
Gone too soon. Well, Chad, thank you so much. I took us down a rabbit hole, but it was worth it.
No, brother, I enjoyed it, man. We come from the same stuff. So
that's exactly right.
I get it.
All right,
All
Chad.
right, broski. Until next time.
Yeah.
Come!
I'm so glad I hadn't hit pause yet. That was a terrific interview for me. I love Chad Coleman. I'm such a fan of his. That is, I said I've been chasing him for a while, and that's the truth. And it's not not because he didn't want to come on the show. He's just super busy. And we've been trying to find a time for, I don't know, probably close to a year to get him on the show. So I'm just thrilled to death that he took time away from filming Superman Lois to talk with us. I hope you guys enjoyed that. He's amazing. And we hit on some of the bigger geeky stuff that he's been in, but I mean, he's done, I loved him as Chili in the Green Hornet, CopShop. He was really good. We saw him on that Girls 5 Eva. He came on for a couple of episodes. We loved him on that. I think we touched on briefly on All American, and his role on there was really good. Loved him on the Goldbergs for an episode. Terminator, Sarah Connor, Chronicles. I thought he was just great. There used to be a sitcom, I think, that was called I Hate My Teenage Daughter, and he did a bunch of those. It's been too long. I can't remember if he was main cast or recurring character, but I think he was main cast. That was a pretty good show. He just a terrific, talented actor. If you haven't seen him on The Expanse, that's the one I would pick. Go watch him on The Expanse. Go read the books. Those books are amazing. The show was really, really well done. And of course, Walking Dead and The Wire. I mean, just unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again this week. Definitely don't take you for granted. If you're a fan of the Orville, we have an Orville playlist. We have had Peter Macon, BJ Tanner, Kira Santoro, Kelly Yu, Tim Russ, Robert Picardo, and now Chad, all from the Orville on. So if you're a fan of the Orville, go to our YouTube channel, MeisterCon Pod, and check out that playlist. There's also a Walking Dead playlist on there, and there's probably, I don't know, 20 of the actors from The Walking Dead. We have been blessed. We've got some really good connections with the crew from The Walking Dead, and we've had a ton of those actors as well. So if you're a fan of either one of those shows, definitely go check it out. He's not technically on a Star Trek show, but the Orville a lot of times gets compared to classic Trek. There's also a Star Trek playlist as well. We've probably had a couple of dozen people from Star Trek on as well. If this is your first time joining us and you liked what you saw or what you listened to, we could really use your support. We're trying to grow this. It's a father and son undertaking. We just passed our 4th year. We're releasing our 517th episode today. I'm amazed that we've come this far. You can help us just by subscribing. YouTube, MeisterCon Pod, hit subscribe. Just smash that button. Would really help us out. If you're listening, wherever you listen to your podcast at, whatever app you're using, just subscribe there. That'll help us as well. You can find all 517 and counting episodes, audio and video, on our website, meistercon.com. And that's also a great place to find out what we have going on. If we're doing anything in studio, on occasion, we do have guests come to the studio. If we're going on location, or if we're covering a convention, whatever we have going on, that'll be on the website as well, meistercon.com. So check that out, and please give us your support. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.